Hey, hey. Hi. So, as you guys know, I was struggling yesterday with internet stuff, and many of you were with me in the live for the 21st. And it was not a great video. We had a lot of disruptions. So, I did post the video and winner for yesterday, though, which was Kristen Lynette Lopez. I've also, in this video, I've put that free link there for Kristen Lynette Lopez, also just making sure you guys were able to see it. This video is going to be for the 22nd, which, by the way, happy 22nd of October. But I will say I actually did record another totally different message for the 21st. I was initially going to do a redo for the 21st and do the 22nd in one video. Well, that didn't happen because it got to be such a heavy, long story. I know the 21st is over. I don't even know if there's a reason to release that video if anybody wants to see it, but it was kind of relevant because it was something that happened like the day before and then would take possibly a week for a character to play it out. So I figure I'll release it as a bonus for the 21st, even though the 21st is over. I just don't know that anybody's going to care to see it, but I didn't want to cheat you guys out of it since I did create it tonight. But yeah, it was just, I was like, why did I have to get so verbose? But anyway, all right, you guys, good to see everyone. So here we go. What is our message here for the 22nd? We have water, cleansing. We have a masculine and a feminine on this card. And, I would just say, I will say the one for the 21st started out with a ton of water. So I don't know, maybe the 22nd is going to be a good day to just, I'm picturing somebody who's like scrubbing things down. They're wiping down like baseboards or wiping down doorknob handles or like cleaning their house is what it pictures to me, but maybe it's because that's like this reference for like cleaning up inside. So we could have characters that are saying, you know what, I don't want to feel like, that poison in our soul when we're unhappy or we're mad or we're hurt. And it's like, I can't walk around feeling this. I need to, do some scrubbles and bubbles and, like cleanse out, the way my heart feels right now. It'd be great if we just put on, a pair of gloves and scrub, our heart clean until it's polished and shiny again. But in this, it's kind of like that's what these characters are able to do. We have a Six of Pentacles. We have the Star in the reverse. I see these two as both choosing to do the same thing, cleaning up their energy, cleaning up their act. I mean, maybe somebody's doing a detox. Maybe somebody's going to spend more time like at a spa or hot springs or do something along those lines. But it's more for like, I think, the way they feel with emotions than it is like the act of physically cleaning one's body. But it's like somebody might still feel like they want to clean, the environment around them. That could be just like a reflection of how they feel on the inside. Because this says, I want to get things balanced again, but I really feel wounded still. I feel like there's something that needs to be healed and I need to get it back in balance. I need my house clean. I need to air things out. I need to feel better. Yeah, Nine of Wands. I'm still really bothered by something that happened. I'm hurting over it pretty good right now. It stings. That's that wounded energy of, the wounded warrior. Four of Pentacles. I feel like I want to withdraw a little bit. I want to find some peace and quiet. I'm picturing somebody who like turns on a record and like dims the light in their room, and even if it's like broad daylight and, get out of bed, it's 5 a.m., I'm getting up, and then it's like, no, actually, I'm going to go ahead and call in late to work or, take a personal day, and I'm going to turn on a piece of music that soothes me, and I'm going to close my blinds, and I'm going to lay back down, and I'm going to let my heart feel like I come back to balance. I really do. I think the 22nd is a time for certainly masculine and feminine energy to take care of themselves, to calm down or to alleviate some kind of stress and hurt that they're feeling. Is this something they do separately, or could they do this together? Is this like a couple who's going to say, you know what, let's just, you and me, let's reconnect. Let's forget the outside world for today. We have a Six of Wands. This kind of feels though like it's personal. Feels like each person's doing this separately to me. With this kind of like black eel, snaky smoke curling around. That, to me, this feels like that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to expel the negativity and the stress that's inside of me. I don't know if somebody's doing like a visualization technique or something, or maybe they are saging, but it's like they keep feeling like they're purging and they feel better and better. And like, yes, I'm making the right choices for myself. I'm totally, giving myself the space to de-stress. What is it that they have to de-stress from? Seven of Swords sideways. Okay, it can be really hard to lie to ourselves about things. It can be really hard to carry something that isn't true. The lies we told to ourselves, the lies that other people told us. This is shared energy. So Seven of Swords is sideways. Oh, King of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Either they're both hurting, saying, I must have been tripping. I lied to myself. I told myself they were my person and I felt like we had a secure thing. And obviously that was just me lying. Or this is two people hurting and stressed because they're like, I'm lying to myself, acting like I don't know what I know. This is my person. This is the one that I wanted to be with. And I know they wanted to be with me. So what the hell happened? Knight of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Okay, I don't know. This is still very blurry to me. Are these two saying that the lie was, I thought we were so great together, but obviously we sucked because look at how it ended. They betrayed me. But what I don't get is, how did two people sit there and say the same thing? Yeah, you betrayed me and I just have to get over it. I don't know that I think that's what the lie was. Can I get more clarity here? Or is it that they're really murky on this? Go back to the Seven of Swords. Eight of Cups, Ace of Wands in the reverse. It's like somebody doesn't like me. They didn't think I was hot. They weren't interested in me. They walked away from me. But again, there's a lie in all of this. Is it that that the lie is you're telling yourself that? You're kind of putting yourself through misery, and it's bull. Maybe that's why these characters need to go and like cleanse their energy. Maybe that's what they're telling themselves. They didn't even like me. They betrayed me. They didn't want me. And deep down, it's like, that's BS. I know that they wanted me. Yeah, we had a big old problem. Okay, undeniably. But what if they both kind of freaked out and told themselves that person doesn't really love me? They could have both been sabotaging this, is kind of what it looks like they may have done. Okay, hang on. We have the Lovers and we have the Queen of Swords sideways. I think that if these two characters who've been walking around like, grumpy bears with, thorns in their paws, that has perpetuated some crappy story that they told themselves about, yeah, they didn't like me, they left me. They broke my heart, they lied to me, they pretended they liked me, but they didn't. And they've been walking around telling themselves that super negative dialogue, which, by the way, wasn't true. And both of them did this. Both of them, I don't even know how long they've been telling themselves this very sour story. This is like somebody who wants to drink like just like extreme amounts of lemon water, and it's like, okay, it's pure lemon juice. It's not even lemon water, and it's hurting my stomach, and it's got an acid belly, but I'm just going to keep swigging it. Yep, this is all I got to drink. And it's like, no, you're choosing to drink that acid. Why are you doing that to yourself? There's plenty of other things to sip on. Nobody told you needed to drink that. You just keep doing it and punishing yourself and saying, this is all I get. I kind of think maybe this is a story where both people did this. And as both of them, maybe because they hurt over this, maybe because it was just painful, and then they told themselves more painful stories that were not true, and they've been in silence all this time. And at this point, it's like on the 22nd, if they're finally saying, okay, this sucks too much, I got to stop drinking the lemon juice, I got to stop, sucking on this acid, but I keep telling myself all these negative things. Let me take a little bit of a personal day. Let me turn on some nice music or de-stress myself, rest, kind of like almost calm down this. Look, the equivalent that I would say about this is, when we get upset and then we get more and more and more upset, kind of like, like a kid. who's like hyperventilating, or not hyperventilating, but throwing a tantrum, and they're crying, and then they're scream crying, and then they're huffing and puffing, scream crying. And it's like, okay, let that run its course and now get some rest. And then it's a reset button. And then you can see things clearly again. That's how this feels. So I think on the 22nd, we come to a crescendo, followed by like, I need to stop feeling this way. I'm going to give myself a rest. And then the energy settles, and then it becomes a little bit more clear that, well, actually, they never said they hated me. They never said I wasn't attractive. They never said they didn't want me. They also never said that they betrayed me. In fact, I don't know what happened. I'm not sure what they did say, but they didn't say any of the mean things that I was telling myself they said. In fact, they said that they wanted me, and I wanted them too. So what the heck? How did this thing go wrong? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I think two people needed to figure out what went wrong, really. Okay, we're getting some energy where it's like this is, emperors and empresses ride in chariots. So they're starting to take control of their thoughts, their actions. They're starting to like calm their energy down, and especially their emotions, and like drive themselves forward and start to go through like a checklist of what was true and what was not. What did somebody really say to me? How did they actually treat me? How did I actually treat them? Did I say the words I meant to say? Strength card, Three of Swords. We got two people on that Three of Swords card. Did they both think that the other one betrayed them, or were they both trying to like, take it with a stiff upper lip and just act like it's fine? I know they betrayed me, but that's fine. I'm not going to shed a tear. They wanted to walk away from me, and the other person was like, well, they want to walk away from me, so that's fine. I'm wondering if they're both starting to have a little bit of that inkling of, oh my God, did we behave the exact same way? We have Page of Wands. Did we both, in an effort not to like cry, we both acted really strong, really stoic, like it didn't even matter. I'm not interested in this anyway. It doesn't matter. It's fine. That's what this feels like. And I think it's sinking in for both of them right now. Why is this happening on the 22nd? Why is this sinking in for them? We have Chariot upright. We have Page of Cups. We have Wheel of Fortune. There is something magical. Maybe it's, because it's 2-2, it's 22. So maybe it's like, that reflected number that it's hitting both of them. Maybe, and we do have two chariots in this. Maybe they're both on the same page. The divine timing says, both of them have had enough time to think about things. And perhaps one of, when we start to say, I can't bear to walk around feeling awful anymore. I need to like get this out of my system. I need to not hurt over this anymore. I need to calm down the pain that I feel over this. And so I need to get closure. So how can I give myself closure and feel good again? Let me say, was I kind? Was I true? Did I say the things I needed to? And is this the way I want to leave things? No, I don't want to leave things bitter. So maybe I'm willing to say, look, if I ever hurt you, I'm sorry. I actually didn't mean to. I actually really wanted to be with you. I'm not sure that I showed that. But if you think it didn't matter, that isn't true. So I just wanted to end that way with you instead. It feels like both people are coming to like the conclusion, I want to own my energy. I want to say, I'm sorry if I made you hurt, because I've certainly been hurting over this. And I just don't want to walk away and leave it like this. It's like both people are in that place where they genuinely want to not hurt anymore. And so they're taking all this kind of extra accountability. We see a masculine and a feminine, one on each of those chariot cards. So I think it is both people. But it's maybe just because enough time has passed, enough energy has shifted. Maybe it's the time of their lives. Maybe it's the maturation, or maybe it's that natural thing that happens when we're far enough away from a situation to have, hindsight. We have that Nine of Pentacles. I definitely say they both want to feel good again. They want to feel good about themselves. And this has been that thing that's been a thorn in their side. Like, I think most of the time, both of these characters are probably pretty empowered. And I think this like took away their energy, took away their either confidence or their personal power. We've got a 7 of coins and we have the World card. Yeah, this is what they're angling for right now is not anything other than I got to close this chapter and feel good about myself again. So how would I handle it now that I'm done feeling wounded and bitter? How would I handle it to genuinely own this? Okay, now I'll say how I really felt about it, which was this is very painful. If I did something to hurt you, I am sorry. This has been a mess for me, and I really want to close out this chapter with like better behavior than however I felt before. It feels like they're doing it for themselves, but I also think it's like they've grown so much because of this that we have a brand new beginning. So the 22nd could be a day for a new start, a day for a new beginning, a day for a new energy here. Even if that's not what they're thinking they're going to get, they think that they're going to get closure. It doesn't look like closure. It looks like this is where the story could begin. 6 of coins. Yeah. So very nice, actually. If two people are kind of on that same parallel, frequency of this whole thing sucked. This isn't the way adults should handle things. This isn't the way I want to walk around and feel for the rest of my life over this. I think that both of them are so similar in how they tried to act like they were fine, even though they were both dying inside, and then they've both evolved beyond it. I think these two have so much in common, it's ridiculous. 10 of Wands, and we see these two lizards like nose to nose. Finally, they can lay down all of this pain, but I do feel like these two can communicate. I don't feel like this is just like they're silently going through this in their heads. I say that. Then we have the Page of Coins in the reverse. Maybe it isn't anything other than the energetic goodbye, the energetic, like, I didn't mean to hurt you. I was really hurt over this. The only thing is, I'm not sure I understand if they never communicate this to each other. Are they just walking away from this? I don't know. The Tower is here, and it could be represent the total ending of this, or it could represent both of them letting go of any ego surrounding this. We have an Empress. Empresses give birth to new things. I don't know. I don't know if this is, energetically speaking, the time where these two are able to let one another go and like forgive one another of everything that they were holding against each other and just saying, I finally walk on and that's it. With that Empress there, with the World there, with the Chariot there, we have a lot of moving on. But I don't know. I see a lot of rebirthing as well. The biggest thing here is, hang on, we got to get the answer to this because I don't think I can leave this one alone until I get some answer. Universe, do they let this whole thing go? Is that what we're seeing here? Is that why it's, all about cleansing? It's not about them coming back together. It's about them letting it go. I got to get another one because Ace of Sacred Circles, we can see it in one of two ways. A chance for a brand new beginning. They go separate ways. We see the line in between them, or is that the line between the past versus the future? Like the way things ended with them before and the new beginning that they could now have. We still are, I can't see if it's a rebirth, a renewal. Okay, so 2 Sacred Circles. These two are never going to be out of each other's realm. They are cosmically interwoven. So here's what I'm thinking then. I'm thinking that they both assume I'm letting you go. I'm letting go of the hurt and the pain. I didn't want to end things badly with you. That's not the way I want to do things. But I was so hurt thinking you never wanted me, thinking you betrayed me for the longest time. Now when I really think about it calmly, I realize you didn't betray me. You didn't say you hated me. And I'm sorry if I hurt you. That might only be in their minds. And they're saying, but this was a long time ago. It's time I let it go. I'm not going to reach out to the person. I'm just energetically finally releasing it. But it's almost like the universe is saying, yeah, they're done with each other. But see, we're not. These two even if they don't reach out to each other and they think this is the end of the road, the universe has other plans on this one. The universe is like, yes, but we're going to drive them around until they're nose to nose again. You know, I already said it's like they've been bears with wounded paws. And here we have like Ursa Major up here. I I feel like these two are like destined to encounter each other again, even if they didn't intend to, even if they thought, I'm just finally surrendering this. I'm giving it up to the universe. And the universe is like, great, catch. You know, it's like you gave it to me, I'm giving it right back to you, lobbing it right back into your court. You two have more to do. So they can try to let go. It's just the universe has other plans on this one. Okay. that's that's actually kind of hilarious. Um, I'm glad we followed it to that end because I am laughing. Like that's okay. We don't get to say how this story is going to go. The universe has made the announcement. All right. So you guys, before I close out this video, let me go ahead and pull a couple cards for somebody whose birthday is the 21st of October because I missed that. And like I said, I did record a completely different video nobody has seen for the 21st. I know that's already over. The 21st is over. But if you want me to release that video, I will do it. I don't know if I would say it could be connected to this necessarily. It's possible, but I don't know if there's merit in releasing one for yesterday, other than the story definitely was one that was still playing out for a week. So we have the Strength card, we have the Hierophant, and we have the High Priestess for somebody whose birthday is the 21st. So Leo, Taurus, and then also I always put like some Virgo, some Cancer, and Pisces on this for me. And that's how I interpret it. 3 major arcana, so it looks like it's a big year for a character where they could step more into like wearing brighter colors, being more like visible, wanting to engage more, wanting to take charge in their own life. And that could actually be the like energy or the behavior that makes them so much more like visible. This could be the year that somebody gets married, they meet the love of their life, and it could be because maybe they used to be a little more shy. Maybe they didn't used to put themselves out there. Maybe this is somebody who's reaching one of those, it could be like a milestone birthday or something on the 21st where somebody has said, you know what, I'm at an age where I don't care. I'm wearing the bright colors. I'm being more bold. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. And it could be that it's that shift that is making this character finally like really meet the person that they want to be with, find the like lifestyle that they really want to live. Because I keep feeling like this is somebody who's maybe been held back or been more subdued, and this time they're going to be more extroverted, and maybe this is more who they really are, or they have shifted gears into this persona. With the High Priestess here, I just feel like a character is saying, honestly, I'm not surprised. I always knew this is the person I'd evolve into once I either gained my confidence or once I made some changes in my life. And it just feels like this is who our character deep down knew they were going to evolve into. And they might have even known it's not a shocker that I don't meet the love of my life until this phase of my life because I had other things I had to do first. I'm not really surprised though. I feel like this is going to be a year of like freedom, personal expression, great passion, and the realization that I always knew this would be the year that this would happen to me. I knew that about me if I were honest with myself. That's a pretty powerful year. All right, and then let's look at a birthday message for somebody whose birthday is the 22nd. And of course, happy birthday. We've got a 5 of Swords, we have a Queen of Wands, and we have an Empress. 11-8, you're so sweet. Oh my god, thank you, love. I will definitely release the video, guys, for the 21st. 11-8, thank you, so generous. With the 5 of Swords here, we've got this chessboard, right? Which is a much nicer way to look at the 5 of Swords. You know, lots of times it's like, oh, there's conflict, there's drama, there's somebody who wants to win, there's mean energy. But actually there can be the energy of thoughts and strategy. And granted, strategy can cross into manipulation, and then that's not cool because that can be mean-spirited or calculating, or strategy can come across as cold and deliberate And yes, somebody may want to win, but it doesn't mean that they'll fight dirty to do it. It when we put it together with the Queen of Wands and the Empress, it almost feels like we may have we may have an air sign that is like, I really need to like make sure that they notice me. They got to see me as that Empress, not see the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is hot, yeah, but I'm a freaking Empress. We got Libra Taurus here. We could have somebody that's like in this energy of, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see what others are doing, and I am going to one up that. I am going to up my game. I'm going to elevate. It doesn't mean that this is mean. It does say that we have a character who wants very much to like surpass somebody else who is wonderful in their own right as well. Now, the thing is, this is kind of like comparing apples and oranges. This isn't the same thing. Yes, both fruit, not at all the same. The texture's different. The juiciness is different. Like, you can't, if you're going to compare apples with other apples, or at least apples and, whatever, pear, something else that has, a crispy, and compare citruses to other citruses. But you can't do apples to oranges. They're not in the same category. So on one hand, I don't think this is somebody being so highly competitive. It's more like somebody who sees another person doing something, they do it very, very well, and they say, that's beautiful, that's great, I'm not them. But they motivate me to shift into high gear, into Empress mode. That's the way I would look at this. It's because this softens the energy. This isn't somebody who's jealous. This isn't somebody who's like, I'm going to crush my competition. There really isn't competition, because they're very much in their own leagues. But there is the inspiration to be unique and go beyond what's already been done, and done very well by somebody else. But I don't see hostility. Now, if this is something about like, who's the more like sought after like romantic partner, again, there's really not a competition here. They're totally different. One is an Empress, the other is a Queen. Queens are amazing, but they're not Empresses. And so I would just say there really, again, isn't the need for a competition, because someone choosing a Queen is not ready to choose an Empress. Somebody who wants an Empress will not choose a Queen. So again, we don't have to worry about that. And I wonder if maybe that's what the realization is. Maybe this is somebody going to help another person to understand that. This could be like a mother-daughter, and the mother is like giving the daughter like a really great, like, sweetheart, you're not a mama yet. You're not me. Like, you don't have to be like me to be your own great, amazing thing. Like, you don't have to less than because you're not an Empress yet. We're different. It could be something like that, but I feel like this is more about how a character looks at themselves against others, and realizes, like, I only have to be the best version of me, and people that are ready to be with me, it's because I stand out in my own right. The people who want a Queen, if I'm a Queen, they'll pick me as the Queen. If they want an Empress, they'll pick the Empress. It doesn't mean I'm not as good as an Empress. It just means that's not what they're looking for. So I don't know. I kind of like the ability to see things with a more like realistic view. All right, you guys. Thank you, everybody. It's so good to see you. Did the chat shut down for a minute? Oh my gosh. I didn't even see. It looked like my screen was still doing really well. So I'm sorry, guys, that it probably was wobbly there and I didn't even know it. 11:08. Is this, are you going as a luchador for Halloween? Denise said, okay, good. I'm so glad it was smooth. Denise said, so good to see you tonight, babe. Well, good morning, I should probably say to you, hon. Hi, Lane Change. Thanks again, 11:08, and I love your costume. Oh my God, Nellie, you are too adorable. Bring your character to live story time day. Oh my God, that is fantastic. Beacon of White Light. Oh my God, thank you so much. Shout out to you in Southeast England, my dear. I'm half British. My father is from Bermondsey, was from Bermondsey. And so I always feel particularly connected to England just because that is half of my heritage. So thank you. The times I visited England, it was just lovely, absolutely beautiful. So thank you for some nice memories there. Hi, G. Hi, Lance. How are you tonight? So glad you're here, Lance. Hi, Tina. Tina, you're adorable. Bradley Bear, nice to see you. Oh my God, you guys are too cute. You're putting fart emojis in the chat. Can I just tell you guys how much I absolutely adore this community? I feel so lucky that we found each other. Katarina Johnson, thank you so much. Johansson, excuse me, Katarina Johansson, thank you for being here, beauty. Hi, Nani. Hello, hello. Hi, Helen. Nikki O, so nice to see you, sweetie. NES, you're so sweet. Bella, wonderful to catch you. Ginger Montague. Thank you, everybody. All right, we had fairly decent connection tonight in the latter half of this evening, so I'm very hopeful that I can go ahead and get back to our zodiacs. You guys know Monday was pretty bumpy toward the end of the day, and then today I had to get new equipment. I just went out and bought my own this time around for because they've changed out my equipment a couple times now, and nothing seems to work. So I now I'm the proud owner of all of my own internet equipment, but hopefully that will help. So anyway, tomorrow we'll get back to zodiacs. There's 4 zodiacs that are still missing from our previous series. So my intention is to get to them, and thank you guys for your patience. Bye, everybody. Lots of love. Okay, good, Nellie. I'm glad that there's been some improvement. Susan April Art, that's wonderful. Your papa was a Londoner too. That's awesome. Denise said thank you. Monique B, hi, hun. Delighted to see you. All right, you guys, sleep well. Nellie, feel better tomorrow, honey. I'm so honored that even when you're not feeling well, you hung out with us tonight. Oh my God, Susan April Art, that's so exciting. You saw a shooting star last night. I hope you made a wish. 11-8, thank you a million times over. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the generosity. So great to see you. All right, you guys, take care. Sweet dreams.